over a spell, but is there really like some problem cards that black? Like I feel like I really want to play the Scourge deck, the colorless Eldrazi deck, because the two biggest weaknesses of that deck were Ensnaring Bridge and like humans, and I feel like Blast Zone helps against both. So I kind of want to try that deck again. You followed twice with a Karn Moxley Spider Space. I've seen the white one. The white that runs a bunch of legend cards. I don't know if it was you. I think it was someone else though. But Karn seems like the real deal. Feels like Karn. People are just jamming Karn in a lot of decks, and it's just like kind of busted right now. What do you think about Isolate in the sideboard? It seems very narrow. It is indeed. I have Path, but I'm still gonna use Logic Knot because I don't want to give them the extra land. And Path is almost always gonna be good in this matchup. It's CWS. That's Caleb, right? Caleb, I guess his ooh wee. Narsetto. Don't mind if I do. Ooh wee! Little brick. Oh, 4 lands to the bottom. There's almost an argument for not taking it down because I kind of want to keep it on. I probably want to keep it on free counters anymore so it doesn't die to a single grape shot. Obviously, spelled right away. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna keep it on free counters. That makes sense, right? So he loots. You may draw a card. So he doesn't have to use the ability, or else he might forget though. I guess I really wanna get rid of it because it also it attacks my my Narset, which is a big deal. Well, Narset confirmed good against Storm. Do I watch any speedruns? No, I play very few video games, and I guess the couple games I play don't really lend themselves to speedrun. Anyone knows what Caleb's on these days as far as sideboard goes? Doot 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 doot. Dead Parrot, thanks for the 9-month support with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Alright. That's a lot of cards. I want 70 cards. Is Ashok even good? It's only gifts ungiven. I guess the minus is these. Instruction is better than Rib versus Storm. I disagree. Wholeheartedly disagree. But Rest in Peace does make the Snapcaster kind of awkward. Did I ever board out Snapcaster in this matchup? So my plan is Rest in Peace for the Grape Shot and then Sweepers for that. Feels so bad to board out your Snapcaster mages, honestly. I could board out Cryptic Command, actually. I don't think they board out Bears. They definitely keep in all the Barrels, I think. And some even keep Electromancer. This is definitely not very well, like, thought out sideboard plan by me. Oh my god. I'm actually going to keep Because the reason I'm keeping this hand is that this is Rest in Peace plus Verdict is kind of a soft lock in the matchup. Because it's extremely hard for them to kill you with Grapeshot while the Rest in Peace is in play, and Verdict answers empty the warrants. And like, I guess Ashok is not exactly Ashok is not exactly Rest in Peace. It does have a passive, I guess. And it does mail. I mean, I mailed 5 times. Maybe I mail a bunch of win cons. What is Scourge for? Blood Moon, Chandra, I'm not too sure. Play Quake Vector. Yeah, I should have already had the Cryptics. Stormer usually only has 1 gift after sideboard. That is true. Ashok might just be mediocre, just because it doesn't really stop them from killing you with Grapeshot anyways. The turn it goes off, like the sorcery speed. That's why Ashok seems so bad to me, is that it just exiles Graveyard at sorcery speed, which is extremely mediocre. So basically, if you're not getting really good value out of the passive in a bunch of matchups, it seems like pretty heinous sideboard card. Nidalab. Happy birthday to us. Thank you so much, bud. Year was a tier 1 sub. Should we have Atcom, MPL, bro, MPL starts at 3 p.m. EST. And people can figure it out. The Teferi badge is so dope.
Here's to 2 years of me barning you.
Thanks, bud. Good old barning. The barn. God, I hate that. I've always hated that expression. Barn, it's so like not even condescending. It's just so like ugh. That's the PTR special. The what was it? The Hull and his barnacles. Basically, barn comes from the fact that so the hull of a boat is like this part, you know, kind of and then a barnacle, for those, I mean, maybe English speakers know what all that is, but those are barnacles. So basically a barnacle just latches onto a hull, so that's where it comes from, a barn. Thanks. 2 years was a tier 1. You're welcome, dude. I don't know. I just don't like that expression. It's so like, I don't know, it's kind of mean. I appreciate you hanging out on the stream for 2 years, though. Definitely plus EV for me and everyone else. Also creating some of the emotes. Which one did you make? You made the tank. You made I think you made the troll too. And you made the control. Those three. Yeah. The control, like, one of my least favorite, but the other two are pretty good. I like the tank. I feel like the tank doesn't get much love these days, especially when I'm actually in the tank. I've gotten so much faster. I definitely made a conscious effort to just play faster, even though it means I don't go into as much detail in the thought process, and it might cost me more games and stuff. I think people appreciate that. Even on my last video for Channel Fireball, people were like, "Oh, feels like he's playing faster and stuff." So it's good to see, quote unquote, paying off, I guess. You watch my CMV videos on 2x. To be fair, a lot of normal, like, even for podcasts and stuff, people listen to podcasts on the 1.5x, etc. Hey, Padital. How does it feel to not be alone? You finally have a bit of company with your Teferi badge.
This sub is dedicated as a salve for all the Sperling burns in his last article.
Vin Fanny back, yeah. Thanks for the resub, bud. Is part 2 up? Dude, I love it. I love the attention, what can I say? Oh, that was kind of anticlimactic. Looks like Caleb just fell asleep or something. Dude, you know what they say, any publicity is good publicity. Can't wait for part 2. For those of you who didn't read it, part 1 of Sperling's article is up. He came in second in the Mythic Championship in Cleveland. No big deal. That's kind of the highlight of my weekend, personally. And he writes well, got some burns, got some insight too. He's double skewing the standard MCQ. Speaking of standard MCQ, got some brags from Sauce. I'm guessing you're playing mono red. Sauce played 14 minutes total in 2 rounds, 2-0, not bad. Got some more brags from Nidalab. I forgot you actually made the yellowhat pigeon Emerit Nidalab. Must be nice. Just quality over quantity, I guess. Gonna be hard to top, though. Would Ashok be good versus Dredge? That's a problem. I don't think it's that good against Dredge. It's probably good enough that you bring it in, but not, not like excited about it. I don't know. It's like not worth like just for Dredge, I guess. I'm gonna keep all these cards, and I guess I was gonna say hope they don't have Teferi. I have Detention Sphere for Teferi. Should I even bother repping a counterspell? I guess I will, but I mean if they have a Teferi, they're just gonna jam it, so maybe that's bad. Ashok is good versus no one because it's a bad card. That's a fair take. Hey, fucked it. That is me. I went back and watched that third game against Trudon, and I don't know. For those who remember, do you think I should have mulliganed that hand? I was against red-green, kind of mid-range. And I was on the draw, and my hand was 4 lands, Branchwalker, and double Krasis. And I wasn't excited to keep, but mulliganing's just huge cost. I thought I had to keep, and I think the commentator said I maybe should have mulligans. So I'm just not sure. I also made kind of a questionable block with Wildgrowth Walker, but I think it was reasonable. Blast Zone. Oh, they're ticking up. Yeah, I don't know if people mulligan too much, but I agree with the general sentiment. That Snapcaster is doing work. I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do. This is game one and my hand's just not the greatest. Should I bounce Colonnade?
Hey Gab, long time viewer on YouTube and first time catching stream in real time. Love UW and going to my first open in Louisville in a couple weeks. Would you play vetoes in the main deck? Love the new cards.
Hey Michael, thanks for the $5 donation. To answer your question, I used to play a negate or two, so I would definitely play veto over negate, and I would definitely play at least one in the main. I'm not sure if you want more, if you just want... I've been really happy with logic knots. So I don't think you want to go too crazy with the veto main decks, unless the meta just for some reason turns into a lot of non-creature decks. But yeah, if you're gonna play blue-white control, I'm gonna be playing mostly modern on the weekends, I guess. I'm not gonna be playing a ton of modern. I think I'm gonna be focusing a decent bunch on standard. It's kind of brutal. It also forces me to discard, which is not the biggest deal because I have some bad cards. I have like no great options. I could honestly just counter that and draw, and then if they have a Planeswalker, I still have Detention Sphere plus Logic Knot. If they didn't have Snapcaster, I would just let that resolve. But I'm kind of dying, and it's gonna set me back. They're gonna get like whatever. I was thinking Snap's just so miserable. I don't know if this is right or not. It's kind of sketchy. But yeah, Michael, I'm playing kind of still fairly classic blue-white list, but I wonder if you don't want to go kind of a bit crazier with the with Teferi. Teferi is like a really, really busted card, and maybe you just want to build around it and play for Teferi, etc. Click. Clicky-click. Alright, I'll try and counter that. Flourish LOL, thanks for the 1-year support. Happy anniversary. So what's the deal here? I could just let it resolve. I get a land, which is pretty big deal. But then it means they'll know my hand and it can attack me for 10. Not Field of Ruining that Colonnade really cost me. I don't like to do it because if they have cryptic commands to their Colonnade, it just kind of wrecks me, but people don't really go for that play, and they'd already use a cryptic command, so I'm kind of in a weird spot here. Having to fight over that's pretty bad. This is, yeah, I kind of messed that game up. That was not great, honestly, not using my Field of Ruin. I kind of fell asleep at the wheel. It's 24 lands too few. I think that was all the cantrips I have right now. I think it's fine. What do you think about band control with Growth Spiral, Pulse of Marasa, Eternal Witness, and Blue-White Shell? It feels like you're adding a color for not much gain. Growth Spiral does sound really sweet. If I could play Growth Spiral, if Growth Spiral was a blue and white card with 4, you probably would just play 4 and 4 snap. Sounds kind of busted. But adding green just for that sounds like not the best, I guess. Do I follow ice hockey? Not at all. I actually kind of used to when I was a kid. Zautan, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the sewer, buddy. Let it resolve, then counter click. I kind of need that blocker. I'm not playing this game very well. I don't know. To be fair, you're just such as a huge. Whoever gets like the Snapcaster does just such as a huge advantage. I agree, Vinox Storm. I don't like the free mana Teferi in the mirror because I feel like it takes out a lot of the scale. Someone just has Teferi in play. Why is everyone saying poor Menguchi? Did the MPL start? Was that wrong? I feel like multiple people have said poor Menguchi. Darwin Zero. It's a great card, but I mean, maybe I guess I should just keep it. Even though I'm just backing up. Well, it's just too good to bottom, I guess. Basically. Poor Menguchi because of ice hockey. Do we care? I mean, I would probably care if France was gas at hockey somehow. They used to be like somewhat decent. Like they have a national championship and stuff. But they're still like really, really far from the good teams. They did use 2 path to exile, so maybe there's hope. Hey Auntie, congrats on the big win. Whoa. Honestly, it feels good to win. You know, I beat Brad, I beat Reed. I mean, everyone was pretty good in the tournament. I beat Seth, I beat Corey. That's cool. I beat Holy Diva. Oh, there's a hockey player that's called Menguchi. That's funny. Do I think my blue-green Nissa Ugin deck can compete with the current decks? Probably not. It's probably atrocious against White Weenie. It was doing okay against Red, and I was mostly beating Esper Control. I was also doing okay against mid-range. So maybe it's competitive. I'm not sure, honestly. Holy's deck was awesome, yeah. Role Reversal was just... Alright, I'm gonna just concede. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna play it out. The blue-white mirror is weird. Like, I think they're gonna get far ahead enough with their planeswalkers that I can't come back. But you never know. Like this game, I could see still winning by resolving a Teferi or something. Where do I live? I live in France, right outside of Paris. Is that card's not very good against Narset? Plus is not bad, I guess. I can plus it myself. Maybe I moved to the US. No, my mom's started speaking to me in English when I was a baby, and I've spent a lot of time around Americans. Yeah, we at Jace Plus stream now. Hans, run. It's Zilorgoif. Have I had enough? Can I still win? Alright. White flag. Bounce, Omen, kill Chase. Yeah. No shame in scooping. I feel like surgical's kind of poop after sideboard. I don't know, maybe I should keep surgical in. I like all my other cards though. Have you liked the new Teferi and Blue-White? So I played the Modern Challenge. It was a week or two ago. I played one in the main deck and I was kind of impressed. I didn't think it was amazing, but I definitely thought it was good, and I actually ended up losing to it in the semis in the mirror match. So I decided to add a second one. Ashok doesn't pull its weight, really? Spell and abilities your opponent controlled can't cause their controller to search your library. No more fetch lands, no more Field of Ruin. Removes their graveyard for snap. I think that card's good. If I tried Blast Zone, I'm kind of unwilling to add a colorless land to the deck. It does seem kind of a sweet card, but I could play it over. I could see play it over a spell, over my worst spell. Field works. Yeah, if I sack my field, it works. But if they sack their field, they don't get to search. Hand is pretty great. This is exactly what you want. If I could choose like 2 cards to have in my opening hand against Blue-White, I think it would just be Opt and Snapcaster. It has such a huge edge to get the first snap in play like that. I like it, Harry. I think we're gonna need a lot of commands for the new cards. So I shock myself in this matchup because you basically want to leave as many basic lands in your deck as possible, because if the games go long, there's a lot of Field of Ruin going on, and sometimes you run out of basics. I think second Colonnade is nice. Card gets better after sideboard. I have Ashiok, so they can't really Field of Ruin me. They probably have less Path to Exile in their deck. This is kind of close, honestly. I'd always bottom there. Or not always, but in general I would bottom there with so many lands in hand, but I feel like it might be sweet to just keep, honestly. I'll keep. I'll see if I end up regretting it. I guess I could bottom and see if I end up regretting it too. Should I click them? Should I snap? Should I click enough turn, click on my turn, click in their draw stuff? Maybe I'll just click in their draw stuff. Is it worse to shock myself in case I have a second Opt on top? Probably not. I don't know. I think it's kind of close. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna click now in case they have Teferi. Path, Snap, Spell Snare, Cryptic. These cards are pretty good. All of them. I should get rid of something, I just don't know what. Path and give them the beatdown. Getting rid of Path's not bad, honestly. I don't hate it. Alright, I'll get rid of Path. I can see getting rid of nothing. I do have 2 colonnades, so... Wow, they didn't sack Fieldovern in response. I'm surprised. Kind of guess Ashok forced them to play Snap. Who is the best player from the UK? I mean, it's got to be Autumn, right? Question would probably be hard for most countries, but right now UK seems kind of like a no-brainer. I mean, Autumn is pretty much the only good player ever come from the UK, so I always give the UK a hard time. No, sorry. Maybe there was what, like Ben Ronaldson and Tony Dobson 25 years ago. GG. Kind of want to make them fight on their turn here. Does Autumn have any decent turn finishes outside of the 1 PT? I think they came in 11th in their very first PT. Autumn has had pretty good... Oh, I don't have to do that right now. Autumn has done pretty well balancing her wins, or their wins. They either do really well, or they go like 0-5 drop, which is kind of what you want to do. It's kind of like, it's even truer in poker, but it's really good if you can do that. Like, either crush the tournament or finish dead last, and never in between. So they have Cryptic Command in hand, which they can't even cast. I have a Logic Knot. Honestly, I guess I'm just gonna go beat down. See what happens. I could delay it a turn. I could sit on my Logic Knot. So let's see if it works. Is this field just strip mine? No, because it's my effect. But when they use field, it's pretty bad for them. Spells and abilities your opponent control. They don't control the field ever in search. Juggernautica 41, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the stream. Are you a big Gap Tsang fan or Kai Buddha fan? The real Juggernaut and the fake Juggernaut? The OG Juggernaut and the German Juggernaut? Or just the card Juggernaut, maybe? I'm watching the MBL. I have the stream open. I was rooting for Nip and they lost. Also, Secret against CG is not an elimination game. I kind of like it when it's elimination games where everything's on the line. But I actually went yesterday. I went to Disney yesterday. It was pretty cool. The arena itself is a bit underwhelming. It's in the Disney village, so you have Euro Disney, like Disneyland, and then you have like the village with like a bunch of restaurants and stuff, and the arena is kind of like like dome or whatever. And I mean, it was okay, honestly. There's not a ton of people, but the crowd was still pretty hype, and I had a good time. So we know they have Cryptic Command in hand. How? I guess I keep attacking. Just they have to stone ring themselves. Seems pretty good for me. They're done stone raining themselves. Or not. I should probably just minus Ash Shock, right? Or should I wait a turn? They have Condemn, Serum Vision, Spell Snare. So they've played what, one snap? And if I minus, it just dies to a snap attack. I'll just say go. I'll maybe minus next turn. Just slam the Teferi because they didn't have Cryptic Command mana. Yeah, maybe I should have done that actually. Oh, Juggernautica, that's you. Why do I feel like Terminus is in a bad spot? I don't think Terminus is in a bad spot. I've played with both, and I've always liked the 4-mana sweepers better. Basically, I feel like as long as you build your deck accordingly, I think you're... And this is kind of a tricky spot. Do I go for it? It's kind of annoying. I don't really want to mill them because they probably put 2 bad cards on top. I don't really want to Field of Runes. I guess I don't have to do any of these things. I guess I'll just Teferi minus. Teferi minus. Maybe minus Ash Shock now. It's kind of a cool play. Actually, we just said they had bad cards on top and just say go. So yeah, I feel like blue-white does well regardless of whether you're playing Terminus or not. I just feel like Verdict makes it made a lot of sense in the meta. I don't know if the meta has changed, but I feel like Terminus, or I feel like having the 4-mana sweepers is better against humans, better against Amulet Titan, kind of Irrel versus Tron. Terminus better against Dredge. I also like Verdict better against Grixis Shadow. I think this one's pretty obvious. I actually don't want to run my draw 2 into a Cryptic Command. I'm not sure if they would go for it, but not too... Honestly, I don't know. Just playing with both a bunch, I've kind of liked better. I've definitely had some sick Miracle Terminus and stuff, so it's give or take. I think both are fine. Is Ash Shock a real option in Modern? I'm trying it out. I don't think it's worth the sideboard slot. Like, there's a lot of, there's so many good cards you want to play in the blue-white sideboard. But we're trying it out. We're trying out new cards, basically. It's kind of where I'm at right now. Bounce Teferi, draw a card. Definitely going to be using Disdainful Stroke here. Alright, so this cannot be countered. The question is, do I want to use Cryptic Command? They have 2 cards in hand. I get a fresh Teferi. It's kind of tempting. I'll just counter draw. I should have floated. I was lazy, especially in the mirror matchup where stuff can actually happen end of your turn. Not floating 2 mana is just a huge mistake. It's just a huge spew. So that was bad. Do we need Geist in the control matchup while Snapcaster is seeing more play? I agree that it's not ideal to have Geist when they're going to have Snap in their deck, but I'm trying it out. I'm pretty worried about Teferi free. In Gab I trust. I went back and watched some of the coverage. That was kind of cool. In Gab we trust. I'm not even sure I made the right plays. It ended up working out for me, but I definitely had some tough spots, and even in the third game, I'm not sure I made all the right decisions. Why did I Field of Runes their Jace? I don't think it's the same Jace, right? Alright, this is a pretty good draw. I might not be playing perfect any of these spots, really. On a minus again. No, I'll wait. Locked on verdict, wrath over settle. I was playing a settle, but I think I'm on the star freeze now. Small tip. Settle is atrocious. It's really good against dredge, and even then I'm not sure it's enough. But it is so bad against everything else. It is really, really so much worse than I would not play settle anymore. And I would need a really good reason to play settle in blue white. Forgot about the settle song. That's how bad settle is. We have a song about how bad it is. Having the planeswalkers is definitely fun, but you know, at the risk of sounding arrogant, I feel like it's really bad for me because I feel like it makes the mirror match way less skill dependent. Tell us how you really feel about settle, yeah. What card choices do you prefer if you expect a lot of Tron? Stony, Ceremonious, Disdainful, or a mix? I think the first Stony is just such value in blue-white. There's even matchups that are not really artifact decks, but if you know they have 4 Relic of Progenitus and like Tireless Tracker in their deck, bringing in the Relic is good, or Stony is good. Then you want at least one Stony, and the problem with Modern is, I mean, unless you're playing at your LGS and you know like 25% of the field is Tron or something, you know, it's kind of hard to really metagame a ton. I really like Disdainful. I don't know, Ceremonious and Disdainful are both amazing against Tron. Ceremonious doesn't counter Thragtusk. I think you want to mix. If you can have like at least one stroke, at least one rejection, and at least one Stony, I think that's already pretty good. And then maybe an extra veto, or I don't know. If you're worried about Tron only, I guess I would say the first rejection is better than the first Disdainful stroke. And the second rejection is probably better than the first Disdainful stroke too. But, you know, I don't think I think rejection's just too narrow. Maybe not anymore with all these card decks popping up. Alright, do I want to change anything? I don't think so. I don't have White Gearhulk anymore just because I felt like I don't really need it against humans. I've been kind of crushing humans recently, so I tried cutting it. But it's a strong card against humans. It's decent against spirits. Oh, we have a Gearhulk command. There you go. What if my local meta is 88% black-white sewer? Well, I would play... I don't even know what's good against black-white sewer. Nothing. What is white-black sewer's worst matchups? I don't really remember. I think Tron is really bad for you. How big is standard format compared to modern? I'm not sure I understand the question. Have you ever thought about Emrakul the Promised End? I'm not sure I've ever had that card in my sideboard. I've definitely lost to it. There's a blue-white version that was not very popular. It was just a few people playing it, but actually someone played it at the PT. Not this one, but I think last year's PT, or they were playing the Artifact Gearhulk, the 3/4 that cycles for blue or white, to enable a cheaper Emrakul, and they were playing one Emrakul main deck. I got paired against them on Motor and I got crushed by Emerald, but seems kind of narrow to me. My testing tool Teferi, are sure you want to. I mean, it's really hard to be sure about anything, right? Especially in a format as wide as Modern. But I tried one and I liked it, so I'm trying a second one. That's basically, I guess, how I tune decks. I just, cards good, I'll add more, I'll just change a few cards every time. Even if you're winning, it's kind of sweet to just change card here and there. Having the first Colonnade in play is kind of nice, and I kind of need a land anyways. But I kind of want to go Snapcaster, and I'm not... They don't have a Field of Ruin yet. It's definitely a big deal. It's tough. I'm going to bottom. Geist. Alright, I'm just going to jam. Should I just jam Geist? There's all these vetoes and stuff. It's harder for them to have a counter spell. I don't think I should jam Geist though. I'll play it maybe next turn. I'll play Snap first. Alright. Alright, no Snap or no Vendilion Clique. That's kind of huge for us. Does turns bring less merit to Stony Silence in your board like against Harden's Hills deck? That's kind of a minor concern. I don't think that's relevant enough to dictate any decisions, right? I actually need to make sure I don't time out. Downside to so many walkers is hand like these. Well, I didn't cut up or anything, so it's kind of not that relevant, right? It's not like I cut cantrips to add. I actually cut a Snapcaster Mage. I'm down to freeze. But yeah, adding a bunch of Planeswalkers, definitely like you risk your hands being clunky and stuff. I need lands, but also need counter spells. I'm gonna bottom. It's a pretty good draw. Pretty good draw, except I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do about it. I think I just say go, this way I can punish them if they tap out for something. Even if I'm not getting full value out of Resto Angel, just... Teferi. So many options. So I don't think playing Geist is super good. I could Serum Visions, Snap Serum Visions, but that's really dirtly. It's like a lot of card advantage, but I'm not sure it's actually good. I think Teferi minus is super solid. What do you like, chat? Teferi minus? Everyone says Teferi minus. I kind of agree, I think. I think Teferi plus is reasonable too. That card's super annoying. Alright, I'll Teferi minus. Wow, they went Teferi plus. They might have a counter spell if they're doing that. Should I Teferi plus right away, actually? So we should assume they have a counter spell in hand. They also have a Colonnade. I guess I'll start by drawing, see what's... All these cards are pretty good to actually want Ashiok. I'll bottom Ashok, and I have to play much faster, I know. I know. Wait, why did I not play Geist here? Oh, because I think they have a counter spell. That's right. Should I use a more expensive one or the one that I should have fielded on my turn? Yeah, you might be right about that. I mean, Logic Knot doesn't do much once I have... Yeah, I kind of messed that up, didn't I? I think I probably missed these, that my turn, their turn, definitely messed that up. I think I might still be okay though. Only problem is time. Man, what's wrong with me? I think I messed up. I messed up a bunch. Oh well. That was ah man, I'm kind of annoyed. I think I should have won this game probably. I'm not sure where it all went wrong, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they just had slightly better draw. Not having Colonnade was kind of annoying. I'm sure I messed up at some point. Yeah, I think I played too passively. It was my... Alright, GG's. I'm gonna time out anyways. I should have played my... I just felt like Geist was... But just even having the one attack... Even just having the one attack with Geist would have been good. Oh. Whoever can protect, like, Baby Teferi is just such a huge advantage. So I got... So they had a kind of big turn was... Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I actually want to see the turns. I clicked too far. I think the mirror is silly. I'm not sure yet. I haven't played it enough. I've definitely lost every game to Baby Teferi in the mirror, so that's kind of frustrating. So I think up to that point, that's pretty reasonable. So here, I guess it was Jason here and stuff. This is where I messed up. I think I'm supposed to just go... I think I'm supposed to just play Geist and Snap, actually. Just play Geist and Snap. Instead of Teferi minus. I think Teferi minus is also okay. And this turn, I think I should have just again played... I should have gone... Yeah, that was so bad. I should have gone Geist, Narset. Yeah, I don't know what I did this game, honestly. Oh well.
Wearing a face mask, sipping mimosa, and watching Nassif stream. This is the life.
M11 sounds pretty sweet. What's up with the face mask? As in skiing face mask or carnival face mask? Hey Brittany. Lizard is here. Sultai won the MCQ in Japan. I think Sultai might just be the best deck. Just like it was at the PT Cleveland, just been Sultai the whole time. 4 elves, so they're playing Thief of Sanity. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This list doesn't look good to me, but this looks super bad, honestly. 2 lands that come into play tapped. No Nissa. I don't know, man. This list looks awful. Have you ever considered stringing blue-white decklists in exchange for payment? Well, that's kind of what I'm doing, right? I don't really do a ton of donation decklists. I'd rather just play my own decks for the most part. Yeah, I hate a lot. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I'm being kind of, exaggerating a bit, but I don't know. I dislike a lot of these card choices. Am I not an NDL today? Nah. Just wanted to check it out one day. Smallpox. It's kind of nasty.
What we pay for this?
Well, depends. Is Twitch Prime really paying? Thanks, Shino. I guess I'll play Narset. Thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. Do you think some decks suit some types of players? I don't think so. I think, should really maybe not be playing Narset. It's twice. What are the odds of breaking? I think you just get comfortable playing some decks so you do better with them just because you know them better. Alright. What was it? Oh yeah, I was checking how many bricks I had. Seems pretty hard to brick. Sheena says I pay my Prime sub. Yeah, kind of, I guess that's true. I was mostly joking. I appreciate Tier 1 subs and Twitch Prime subs equally. No discrimination here. When is the MPL? I think about an hour. I mean, 94% hit was Narset, really? GG, I was a 6 riddle, 45%, yeah. Well, I have the click Narset combo. That's pretty sweet. How's the spell caller been? The classic. I'm 2 matches in. I want a 2-page essay on spell queller in blue-white control in modern. You have 30 seconds. Spell queller is indeed a combo with Teferi free. Lingering Souls. That card's super annoying. I made it to 30,000 viewers. I should celebrate by playing an Oh! Got him! Wow. Wrecked. Completely wrecked. Oh, that's pretty brutal. Open is just trying to get people, basically. I don't think there's rhyme or reason to their deck. Fatal Push or Smallpox? Chicken Chaser, 14 months was a Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate it. So, do we want to save our Narset? Save Narset. I have Teferi in hand too. Kind of weird not to push. I mean, I understand I have a Colonnade, but well, maybe pushing Click is bad. Oh yeah, they have another one. That's how that card works. I forgot. Ugh. Too late. Turn too late. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sick, maybe a sick band deck. Just Noble Hierarch into Teferi, Narset, Clicks. I don't know, something like, almost like, it would almost feel like Legacy, you know? You're playing something like Pretty Busted. Vraska, Golgari Queen. Vraska, Golgari Queen, Flagstone of Trocare is like actually such gas. If I didn't have a Teferi in play right now, I'd be pretty jealous. I'm still pretty jealous. Wow. Our opponent is playing questionably at the best. Speaking of questionable choices, should I snap into... I don't know, it feels like not going like killing Narset with tokens and Vraska plus draw a card seems kind of loose to me. Alright, we know they have a Fatal Push in hand, so I feel compelled to do what I'm doing right now. I think I'm gonna oust. Oh no, never mind, they're gonna kill my Colonnade. Narset's stats name from drawing was Vraska? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Kill Narset with the tokens and then use Vraska and deal with Teferi a bit later. I'm only using Teferi to draw cards anyway, so like what's the difference between 4-6 counters? I don't know. I mean, obviously it's not lost to attack Teferi, I just thought I was kind of spewy. Salut Nico. Yeah, Lingering Soul's really good against blue-white. For sure. I don't know, it doesn't matter what I do anymore this game. I have the good old 0% chance to lose. Unless they're playing like Emrakul in their smallpox deck. I would not see that coming. Surgical for Lingering Souls. They might have Blood Gas too. Timely might be okay. A lot of creatures for Timely though. Ashok and Path, that's not a combo unfortunately. It's my ability, so they get it's same with Field of Ruin. Ashok would be best card in Modern if that's what it did. Vito seems good against them. That's such a weird deck. I should board out some of the more expensive stuff. Maybe I just board out all the sweepers, even though they have Lingering Souls. Just go with my own creatures. Even like something like a Timely might be good against Lingering Souls. Hand is like fetch land short of being these. I'll still keep. Spell Snare is probably the best card you can have in your opening hand in this matchup. Having a bunch of lands is nice. 3-mana Teferi seems pretty strong against them too. Seti Mystique. Isn't Purge good against them? Yeah, I completely forgot about Purge. We actually didn't see Dark Confidence or anything. We only saw Vraska Golgari Queen, so it might actually not even be that good against them, but they probably have Liliana, right? Yeah, I completely forgot about Purge. That was a pretty disgusting draw. What if I drew like Narset now? I think Narset would be a pretty good draw. Timely. So Timely could be Purge or Verdict. Should I Field of Runes? They might just have another Urborg in hand, which would be kind of a disaster. I'm just gonna Field of Runes the Temple Garden, I guess. Getting the Urborg is tempting, but it's just too bad if they have another one. We are up against Absian Smallpox kind of deck. Kind of a homebrew. Draw's pretty awkward. How many Paths to Exile did I keep in? Kept all 4. I kept them in to path my own creatures and ramp myself up. I felt like that might be relevant against the Smallpox deck, but I was just having Path over Purge was I just straight up forgot about Purge. It's fine. I'm over it. Not gonna beat myself over a mistake. Sometimes, sometimes you get paired against Affinity and you don't bring in Stony Silence. Just the way it goes. Speaking of path on should I path my Snapcaster Mage here? Del is 0. What about not 0? If I path my Snap, I can start attacking with Scullinade. Seems kind of good. No, that's bad. Sea Dog, thanks for the follow, everyone. Everyone who followed today, appreciate it. Apparently we're over 30,000 followers. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I guess me and milestones, I don't, my birthday is not that important to me. The numbers, I guess it's kind of cool. Milestones, traditions, all that stuff. Add lethal? Oh yeah, I could have attacked in path. Yeah. Oh. It wouldn't be a yellowhat stream if I didn't miss onboard lethal at least once. Not a real yellowhat stream anyway. MPL starts in 35 minutes. I'm definitely excited to see, I'm guessing that they have some pretty cool presentation or something. Alright, what are we up against this time? Wow, double wall of Bowman's opening hand. GG. Hey Harry, what's the list link? Can you link us your podcast? I'd actually check it out. Wow, that oust. This is why oust is better than condemn. Should just play 4 oust, honestly. Easy 4 oust. The bad part is they're not playing humans. They're probably playing spirits. Wall of Owen's not very good against spirits. Oh, stab deck. I guess I'll let them activate Recruiter once if that's what I want to do with their turn. Oh, you're ready on your 3rd episode of the Birthing Podcast. It's not a bad name.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Birthing Podcast. I'm Harry, here with Josh.
Hello.
And Alvaro.
Hi, you guys.
So basically, we're 3 Magic players from around Reading, and we mainly play...
You see the improvements already. Nice. Getting a little intro. It's pretty sweet.
You're listening to the Birthing Podcast.
Wow, that voice too. You're listening to the Birthing Podcast.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of the Birthing Podcast.
You're watching the yellowhat stream. Is that your voice, Harry? You just took your deepest, sexiest voice. Alright, Nightland. I need a sweeper. Real. Had to be. Oh, you had to be quiet. That sounds pretty good, anyways. It doesn't sound weird. It sounds good. I didn't think it sounded weird. This game's getting kind of out of control. Night, all that stuff. What am I supposed to do? Just dig? Turbo dig? Playing click seems kind of heinous. Pathing stuff seems... I guess Knight doesn't do that much in their deck. I'm just gonna wall up, I guess. Wall up and probably opt end of their turn. I need an intro video for this. Did I see the Jeskai Walker deck with Sarkhan? Oh, it's kind of like the blue-white Planeswalker. It's playing Sarkhan. Yeah, I saw the deck. It looks sweet. I'm not surprised. I think Sarkhan's super busted Magic.
podcast. I'm your host Harry, better known as Harry MTG, and today I'm joined here by Josh.
Hi everyone.
And we're also joined by a very special guest, Makis Matsuokas.
Did he butcher your name? Isn't it Makis Matsukas? Or is it You said Matsuokas, right? Wow, tracker. Am I supposed to scoop?
Everyone.
So if you don't know who Makis is,
Makis is like, hi everyone. Also, Harry, you're gonna die because you just butchered my. You don't mind, you're used to it. Leave it to the English to butcher literally every single name. As I was younger yesterday, he came to watch a bit of to watch the Dota tournament with me, and he ordered. We go to Starbucks. He orders his coffee, and then she asks for a name, and he like kind of pauses, looks at me, looks at her, and he goes, Jason. I mean, whatever, it's not that funny, but I know it's kind of funny. I was like, Jason, eh? He's like, yeah, yours too complicated. And then I was like, yeah, Jason's pretty hard to butcher. And then he was like, you'd be surprised. Jason Bigger Smile Hall of Famer. What's your go-to fake name, Makis, when you order at Starbucks? Am I even supposed to keep that? Whatever, screw path. Oh, apparently not. Well, if I had known I was going to draw a third path, I might have kept the first one. You go as John? Kai. Pedro. So many people forced to use fake names. Alright, I guess I'll path track. I mean, I guess I should path. The Clutch Recruiter too. Whatever, I'm so screwed.
he's actually a really good Magic player, and we're really happy to have him on the pod.
He's actually really good because he watches the yellowhat stream all the time instead of working. Anyways, check out the podcast if you're into Magic podcasts. Sounds pretty sweet. If you've ever wondered, if you wanted to know more about John Matsuokas. Yeah, I like the actually. You might think he's terrible, but actually, he's really good. Oh man, podcast is just such game. The comical value seems off the chart. The unintentional comical value. The podcast, that's pretty. Oh, so I'm extremely dead? Oh, that sucks. Oh, this game is just a bloodbath. Yeah. Gabriel Nassif, who is actually really bad at Magic. You might think that because he's in the Hall of Fame, he's decent, but he's actually stone awful. I guess I'll play Click. I need to top deck a sweeper, but I also need to buy a bit of time and an extra blocker and stuff. Maybe get rid of something good. Well, can't beat any of these cards in a million years. I'd love to be on podcasts. Dude, I'll go on anyone's podcast. I love being on a podcast. I'll be happy to be a guest on your podcast or pretty much anyone's podcast. Yeah, of course. I should be even more optimistic. I should just chump knight because I'm gonna draw a sweeper. The only requisite is you have to have a gassy intro music like the Birthing podcast. Also, you have to butcher my name.
Podcast.
Wait.
Podcast.
Better.
To gonna
Damn it! I wanna just go back. How do you go back?
What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of the Birthing Podcast. I'm your host, Harry, better known as Harry MTG, and today I'm joined here by Josh.
Hi everyone.
And we're also joined by a very special guest, Makis Matsuokas.
Hi everyone.
So if you don't know who Makis is, he's actually a really good Magic player, and we're really happy to have him on the podcast.
I know why it's just so funny. Just like. Where do you get the song from? Is it like one of those free sites? I use one of like, it was called Ben Sounds, I think. When I made my video, the last video I made. Alright, this matchup's actually pretty tough. This matchup is actually pretty tough. Typed on YouTube free podcast intro, yeah, gas. Mikey says I wrote the song. I have a philosophy podcast. Dude, I don't think I would be very interesting, but if you think I'd have interesting stuff to say, I would come on your podcast. My brother actually, is a philosopher. That's what he does, part of what he does, and he's a thinker. But he doesn't play Magic or speak German. Is he poor? He gets by. I wouldn't say he's poor, but he's definitely not. Alright, I got clowned pretty hard here. Okay, I think Spell Color is terrible in this matchup. I think Click is pretty... Ash Shock seems kind of gas if I can protect it somehow. Can I protect an Ash? Maybe just Veto? I think Surgical is probably reasonable. No, he's an actual philosopher, I guess. I mean, he just he writes and he's done a bunch of. He started out as a journalist, I guess, but he's really into philosophy. He wrote for a bunch of magazines. He used to write for a magazine called Technica, which was kind of pop culture, magazine, and then he's written for there's a French magazine that's called Philosophy Magazine. Now his thing right now is he kind of helps companies kind of find their direction. I don't know. He does a bunch of things. Obviously, when you're a writer and a journalist and stuff, it's you need to be kind of somewhat versatile. He sounds interesting. Yeah, he's really smart. I mean, he basically spends his life reading books and thinking about stuff and researching and all that. Maybe 20 minutes. I definitely don't want to miss the intro. I think it might be pretty. One son is a philosopher, other one plays a card game for a living. Parents must have had a heart attack, dude. And my other brother is a musician. Somehow we all turned out. No doctors, no lawyers, no engineers. I don't know. My mom just, she did an awesome job, and we all figured out a way to make a living doing what we loved. Also, we were obviously really privileged. Just growing up in we weren't rich, but let's just say, I was never hungry. I never grew hungry as a kid. Never lacked affection. Man, I really want to keep the Teferi sounds much more fun than Wrath of God, but Wrath of God seems like really good too. Yeah. Hey! What is up, Jamie? Channel Fireball represents. Welcome, everyone. We're playing a bit of Modern. Currently down a game against Absent Counters, aka Absent Combo. Oh, I thought I almost made them break. I have the veto though. Yikes. Thanks for the raid, Jamie. Hope you had a good Teferi minus on Sid Collector. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. I might be okay. I'm still gonna do it. Hopefully I don't draw a spell. Alright, I'm not gonna use Narset right away, I guess. Because I want to try and break the Sin Collector if that's what they do. Stream was fun. Win rate not so hot. Yeah. Definitely happens. It's usually more fun when you win. Who cares? What about Jace minus? Yeah, Jace minus was actually perfect. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, Jace minus was definitely the play. Wow. I punted. I really did punt. I'm kind of in a crappy spot now. Or I'm going to opt and see if we can draw a sweep. Never punished. Never punished. I could have waited their turn, I guess, but they have Dust Watch Recruiter, so probably should just get... Do I use Steam? I play Dota. I use Steam, yes. Speaking of Dota, who won? Secret or... Secrets? That was close. Do 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 do. I guess technically they could have some... I guess I don't care about infinite life. Should I just brainstorm? I'll just brainstorm. What's the worst that could happen? What does it mean to be in the waiting room? It's kind of a meme expression, I guess, like you're just a waiting room, you know? Basically, people hang out on your stream while they're waiting for the better stream. Usually implies that, you know, you're the lesser stream and you're waiting for the big stream. RTZ waiting room. For instance, you know how Canister streams a bit before me and he usually raids me? Like, Canister's like the yellowhat waiting room. And then I'm the Huey waiting room. And Huey's no one's waiting room because Huey streams just such gas. Wow, I played to the surprise of no one. I played completely atrociously again. But it doesn't. Nothing really. I don't even know what to do. My hand's too good. Someone help. Just quietly assembling the gatewatch over here. Oh, I forgot to activate Teferi. I could have ousted at instant speed. How many Sarkans? Yeah. I just knew Teferi was gonna die. Doot, 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 doot. Do, 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 do. I think I've collected company in hand. I'm really trying my hardest to lose this game. Lewis, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Is that Soul backwards, or is it just actual Lewis? Yeah, Captain Asia. I don't know. I didn't really get to watch the game Free of Secret versus EG, but it looked like EG had a gold lead, and then there must have been a big fight with a bunch of buybacks, and then I'm assuming they got Roche up that, and kind of snowballed. Looked pretty. All right, 9 minutes. I'm just pretty hyped for like just the games, the show. Magic Channel is hosting Liberace. Oh, there's a That's pretty cool. Oh. Should I have an act? The tension share is usually pretty mediocre, but I like that it doesn't get hit by sound. Why would I not get into the MPL? Because, I don't know, I think there's, you know, given what the MPL is, I think there are people that are choices that make more sense, like the winner of the last Mythic Championship, or maybe one of the top finishers of last year's, you know, player race, or if you're gonna pick a, you know, popular streamer, maybe someone like LSV. Even though I don't know if LSU would actually take the contract because of his job at Direwolf. I mean, I don't think I'm like bottom of the list, but you know, I might be a top 10 or top 20 pick, depending. Pretty solid hand. Spell Snare on the draw against that deck. If they don't give it to the last MC winner, then it's super messed up that they gave it to Autumn for no other tangible reasons. Well, they were probably hoping that they wouldn't have to find another replacement, you know, for an MPL member. They were hoping that, you know, so they probably didn't think that far. I mean, if I was them, I probably wouldn't think that far, you know, ahead. I'd be like, oh, we need a replacement. Well, Autumn checks all the boxes and just a perfect choice, you know. I'm not even sure I should counter that, but I have so many Planeswalker in my deck, I feel like it's kind of good to just counter. And this way I'm like a bit less worried about their combo. Salut Buddha's home. Okay, I'm gonna use Veto over Logic Knot. It's pretty straightforward. I agree the logical choice would be to invite Eli Loveman. That's what I tweeted when people were making. Wow. Right. Oh, they don't have a land. Okay. I think as long as they don't draw a fetch land next turn, I'm in good shape. They do have Field of Ruin, I guess. World. Should I play Snapcaster? Just have a blocker for my Teferi. It's gonna either Teferi minus. If I play Snapcaster, it kind of lets me go Teferi plus and have. Could also just draw something good. Is it? Oh, looks like it is. Yeah, it's kind of a tough spot. I'm already gonna miss that Snapcaster if I draw a Path to Exile to a Verdict or anything. But having a blocker would be really good. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna not up. So if I play Teferi minus, they can actually like Field of Runes, get a clue, sack a clue on their turn and just replay it right away. So it doesn't seem that great. So instead it's just good Storm Visions. A Side of Ranch. Love it. Thank you so much for the resub. Hey, Easy. Oh, right, they do have Field of Ruin. Man. That music's pretty sweet. I like it. What's the MPL? It stands for Magic Pro League. It's 32 best players in the world competing against each other. Volcar the Crypt Crippler. I saw your comment the first time. I think they just picked
friends, welcome to
Autumn just because it was.
I'm Becca Scott and I'm here with Brian Kibler.
Hello.
And Cedric Phillips.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.
And we are starting this very cool new show, which is going to cover all of the notable matches for the MPL this week. That's the Magic Pro League. We're going to go through a featured match, we're going to show you highlights, and we're going to show you who is going to be in this new format that we're talking about. So, yeah, there it is. We have 4 divisions of 8 players each, and in these next 5 weeks, we're going to do bracket head-to-head play. At the end of these 5 weeks, 1 player from each of those 4 divisions is going to get a bye to be in the top 16 of the upcoming Arena Mythic Championship.
Are they letting people go through MPL? No, not really. I don't think so. I just want to know what's going on.
come out on top of their group. But that reward as well of a immediate pass into the top 16 of the.
I'm sure they won't mind.
It can't be understated how big of a deal that is. Over these next 5 weeks, we're going to see players battle out to get that and win their division, which we're going to go over here briefly. But they're going to be doing it in War of the Spark Standard, which looks like a pretty awesome format too. So this should be exciting.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about the format that they're going to be playing.
Well, this is the first time we've really seen the pros play War of the Spark Standard. The last Mythic Championship was Modern, so this is the first time we've really seen these players go at it in this new format. And War of the Spark has added a ton of really powerful and interesting cards to the format. All the Planeswalkers. We're going to see not only the really marquee Planeswalkers like Liliana, but also just a lot of other stuff showing as well.
I had the benefit of covering the SCD Tour last weekend in Richmond that was won by Will Pulliam with Mono Red Aggro, and that was the top 3 finishing decks. We also saw plenty of Simic Nexus, plenty of Esper strategies, both control and mid-range. So this format offers a lot of diversity, and we're in the early stages of it. That was just week 1. So a lot could change, especially when these great players, all 31 of them, which we'll get to in a minute, get their hands on this format.
And it's worth noting, if you have only perhaps tuned into the Mythic Invitational, we're playing sort of traditional standard with 2 out of 3 with sideboards here. So you're going to see a lot of sort of different things you might have seen at that event.
And players will have the ability between weeks to change out their decks as they like, which is interesting. So let's see who's in these divisions. We've got the Emerald, the Pearl, the Ruby, and the Sapphire. Do you guys want to jump around and tell me some players that you've been following? I mean, I know you guys follow all these careers, but who are you excited about?
Boy, this is a who's who of Magic players right here. I mean, if I'm just picking one from each group, it's hard not to take a look at Seth Manfield, who is a Hall of Famer, a former world champion, a Pro Tour champion. At such a young age, he's accomplished so much. You go to Pearl, Javier Dominguez, your reigning world champion, who actually just top-8 Mythic Championship 2 in London, so he's on a good streak. Reed Duke, which I think the only person that has better hair than you is Reed, but he's also pretty darn good at playing overgrown tomb strategies, but really he can play whatever he wants. And Sapphire, newest member of the MPL, Autumn Burchett, who won Mythic Championship 1 in Cleveland, who is a dominant player who's only getting better.
Yeah, I mean, you could...
For now. So that is let that resolve. They might get Dustwatch Recruiter, which is value. They might get Devoted Druid and Fred in the combo. I feel like I need to keep my Logic Knot up. I'm kind of in a tough spot this game. My one lucky break is that they haven't been drawing fetch lands. Killer and Cedric do talk fast, yeah.
But I think that the players who stand out to me here, who I'm really excited to see in action, Brad Nelson, he is regarded by many as perhaps the strongest standard player in particular over the past 10 years. He's had a tremendous level of success at the Grand Prix level, at the Pro Tour level, particularly in this format. Also, I'm really excited to see what Alex Hayne has to offer. He is a player who has had sort of ups and downs throughout his career as a player, but when he is motivated, he is a really tremendous competitor. He hit #1 Mythic in the first week of playing on Magic Arena.
Oh, and he dominated right from the start with Mono Blue Aggro / Mono Blue Tempo. A couple players that stand out to me very quickly there. Martin Yuza, who loves aggressive strategies much like myself, so I'm always interested to see what he's going to be up to.
Hey Tyler, thanks for the... So I have Jason. This is getting more complicated.
Group. For Kowalski, who likes to go by Greg, all those Z's, we can kind of remove them, make it easy for you at home.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, we do. World's 2018 runner-up is the most notable accomplishment, so that's very, very recent for him. Pretty recent to the competitive scene back in 2006, that big top finish. And then for Christian Hauke, a German player, he started in 1996, but got started late in competitive play. His most notable recent accomplishment is his Pro Tour top 8 at Pro Tour Ixalan with Teamer Energy. So these players, I would say, again, as far as the Emerald Group is concerned, Brian, lesser known from the players that we just talked about. But
not too sure what I'm doing this game. Trying to...
get into.
I don't know, I'm trying to claw my way out of... Man, how good is Tracker against Blue-White? Thoughts on Blast Zone in Blue-White? I think you can play it maybe over a spell. I don't like the colorless lands in Blue-White when you have Cryptic and triple blue, double white spells in your deck.
remove the opponent's board, and then get its own...
we played that deck again in the Fandom Legends.
The zombies from Liliana.
Yeah,
So I wonder if he might have done good with it. He made top 4, I think, or top 8. Well, it's a 16-player tournament, so it's not that big of a deal to make top 8, but that was pretty stacked.
Is Narset part of Veils and the ability to really accrue card advantage and have that static text really play a role in things. You throw in God Eternal Kefnet and some oldies, but
they don't have that many more cards. So what do I have on top? I have Narset. I guess I don't have to shuffle. Narset's actually kind of gas if I'm trying to find a...
obviously, you know, you're an aggressive strategy. You can win game 1, especially if you're on the play against anybody, but it's those sideboard cards that we'll get to and why the blue splash is here. That's really notable with your Dovin's vetoes and such, but at the end of the day, Brian, this is the tried and true strategy. We've seen aggressive decks forever, and this is just another one of them.
And I think that the way that this matchup will go is...
Do I give myself outs here? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, one more.
You really can't kill multiple big creatures very well. You have Cry of the Carnarian. It's landing under control, but if they are able to really get the snowball going, you don't really have a way to come back.
And that's why, Becca and Brian, I think that Christian actually has an advantage in this matchup. Game 1, again...
I hope I put Narset on top.
You're not
Thank
finding
God.
some kind of fringy cards like Ritual of Soot or some sweepers like that, so, you know, you can just flood the battlefield, not have to really worry about anything. Sure, some spot removal may show up and enter the God of...
I actually have mana to cast...
But those sideboard counter spells that you're going to see are going to play a huge role in things, assuming that Christian does draw them. I think slightly advantaged in this matchup. I would agree.
Well, I'm very excited to see it play out, so let's jump right into that gameplay and watch this match against Kowalski and Huak.
We will take a look at an opening hand here. This is for Greg. He's looking at a hand that's got a Narset, a Thought Eraser, and Ugin. You know, the 6-drop is a little bit slow, but being able to go discard spell into Planeswalker is obviously pretty good. And now we're looking at what is maybe a mulligan, Brian? Maybe?
Yeah, this...
maybe not?
Looks like
No, you keep the one-lander landing, triple 1-drop, and locks it on.
A white aggressive deck, you have lots of...
Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna keep watching, but I see. You guys can head over to the Magic channel. But please let me know who's winning. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it, but I wouldn't mind some updates and stuff. Narset is a new deck for Tom. I don't know. Narset's just really strong, and it just has so little downside. 3 mana, worst case, it's like kind of impulse and gain 3 or 4 life. Just so good. I might be getting debated here, actually. I messed up. I forgot they just had Druid in play. That was bad, yeah. I got this. Sucks. I mean, Narset was kind of... Oh well. I mean, to be fair, beating Narset would have been... Actually, it's... Yeah. I would have been fine. I would have lost 1 Planeswalker, kept the other. I didn't have much. Cryptic, Teferi. I mean, it would have been kind of close. I probably would have won. Alright, give me a quick minute. I need a break. But, I'll be right back. Hope everyone enjoyed the ads. Ooh, little sub. What a good way to come back from a break. You got a Snubhorn in play? Jeez. Canvas, 5 months already, was it Twitch so much? Alright, cool, 30,000 viewers already.
Has been able to deal with everything individually because Hawk just hasn't had the mana to deploy enough threats. And when you get to play Enter the
Yeah,
Dawn
I mean, this
Eternals
game's
on
over.
the token that comes off of a History of Benalia, you are just swinging the game in an
Alright, so we beat Caleb, who was on Storm. Even though game 2 he just timed out because he was dual queuing a PTQ. We lost to the mirror match, where I punted game 3. We beat kind of a Nabs and Brew, and we lost 2-1 to the company deck. The company combo deck is a tough matchup for Blue Whites. Despite the fact that you have Path and Sweepers, especially with only 3 Sweepers, it's a really, really close matchup. I think I probably could have played that last game a bit better. I've been playing kind of not great. I think I'll focus a bit more on the game tomorrow in the mocks and that. I've been playing really loose today. I keep losing to creature decks while I play no Terminus. I literally lost to blue-white control. Let's call that a creature deck. And I have Verdict. I think Terminus just worse, dude. I don't know. I've played with both. You can win with both. Terminus, fine. What time's the Mox tomorrow? Starts at 4 p.m. my time. I don't know where you live, Gnat. This is looking pretty grim already. Not as grim as it looks for Christian Hawk, but actually he has like put up a decent board all of a sudden. I'm assuming he's still really far behind. Can't imagine him being ahead. Fairy Time Raveler actually bounces enchantments, right? That's pretty sick. Fairy Time Raveler is just kind of disgusting. I kind of want to build a version with 4 and just... Even the next round kind of blows, but I think it's pretty straightforward play. Do I like Teferi more than Narset? I think so. Wow, that was their turn, that's it? I mean, I expected it would just have a Phoenix or something. And it would be kind of blue. I guess I just say go here. Playing one Narth. The deck list should be updated, yes. So he gets to flashback a Manamorphose and put a counter on Pyromancer Ascension. Snapcaster is just super annoying because of all. I think tapping out there is fine. You can't play around everything. Just have to use your cards somewhat efficiently and hope is Karn a problem in a new modern format? I don't know, it seems like it's really good. People are winning with Karn. I'm just gonna plus and hope they don't flip Pyromancer next turn. I don't know, maybe that was super greedy. I'm already regretting my choice, actually. I think I should have minus on Ascension. I'm just pretty far ahead at this point. Even if I lose Teferi right away. Looks like I'm not gonna get punished too hard. Might actually get... Rowan, I agree, Davin's Veto is a pretty lame card. Or it makes the control mirror less interesting at any rate. I don't know if pretty lame card is the best way of putting it, but... Makes the mirror less skill intensive, yeah. That and the new Teferi. But it also kind of is gonna change the way the mirror works, and you're gonna have to like take different lines. I don't know, I just played the mirror and we had Teferi and I was messing up a bunch. It's just gonna be kind of a new way to hopefully there's still like these there's still gonna be a lot of decision making. And you might just Alright, Hawk on his last leg here.
Planeswalker's going to take over for Kowalski, whereas Hawk is drawing cards like Dauntless Bodyguard, which are great early, but not great late.
What do you guys think about... Shouldn't they have just, like, edited the matches, and when it's like... Ooh, hey... Just bombs everywhere. What's up, Corey? Thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I was checking out the MPL. What do you think? Maybe not for the very first match of the like history of the MPL. Maybe you let it play it out, but I feel like maybe they should just edit a bunch. Bombs and hats goes together like lamb and tuna fish. If you say so. Like me lamb and... You just need the right sauce to link them together. What do you stream, Corey? All standard? All arena standard? Or something else? I'm not even sure what I should do here. Just don't want to die to a bunch of phoenixes in a row. So I want to save my path. I want to keep mana up. I guess I can do that. That's instant speed Wrath of God, actually. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Alright. Oh, the Jeskai Friends standard deck was all the Planeswalkers. I heard he was crushing. Someone was saying he got to Mythic was one loss, starting at I don't know which rank. Is it like when you say it's the best deck you've played in the new standard? Did he break it? I mean, all the Planeswalker deck are pretty legit, honestly. I've been impressed by pretty much every version of Planeswalker deck I've played, even the kind of sketchy ones. I like that Sarkhan. I mean, Sarkhan just... Our opponent has been in a tank a few times. Still gets wrecked by Hyper Aggro lists, but Beacon does some work helping against it. Beacon. Which one's Beacon? Is Beacon just the land? Yeah. Yeah, the land's really important against creature decks. I think Sultai is really good against these decks, because you have a bunch of beaters to pressure their Planeswalkers, you have the discard spells. I don't know. I think if Holy Diva had Cleansing Nova instead of Ruinous Blast against me, it would have gone really differently though. I might have lost. Alright, where are we playing against? Oh yeah, Phoenix. Phoenix. How do I sideboard Phoenix? Sweepers can be good, but I think I have too many creatures. Oust is okay, but not great. It's pretty good against Sting in the Ice. I guess I should keep it. Spell call. So it's kind of awkward because Snapcaster is your best card against them, and Rest in Peace can be really good too. Alright, later, Corey, thanks for the raid. How's Ashok been? Not that bad. It looked kind of okay in the control mirror because they can't use their Field of Runes really. Well, they can, but not super effectively. Wait, what? Did Christian just mulligan to 4 or something? I mean, it must have been 4 or 5 cards. How's Ashok in this matchup? They don't search a ton. The graveyard is kind of bad. Man, I need to... Do I board out a Wall of Emotions against anything? Depends on the draw sometimes. It's not that bad against them because a lot of the time, well, first they might have Snapcaster, and then sometimes you just play it, and then they flip Thing in the Ice, and you pap Thing in the Ice, and you play it again. I mean, okay, it's not super exciting, but between that and the One Redstone Angel and just little things, I think it's like pretty decent. Teferi was huge for me again. I mean, the Tension Sphere would have been pretty good too, just sphering the Pyromancer Ascension the first time around. Might have been even better, but being able to bounce that Ascension when it has nice. Is Hog actually doing it? Wow. If Kowalski breaks. Oh no. Huh. So Hog needs to draw a land? No, need to draw a spell, and then Kowalski needs to break to not hit a land? Oh! I don't want to say justice because I like Christian a lot, but it's kind of justice, honestly. You're playing Veto with like your 8 or 9 blue sources. No, it's really not justice. It's fine to play a few reactive cards, like you don't, especially when it's to counter 4 and 5 mana spells. I'm just being a little meanie. Old bully. Getting Island, they have 1 Blood Moon in their sideboard usually. So you don't want to play around it too hard if you can't afford to, but if you can, yikes. So close yet so far. Should I counter the first one or wait for the second one? I'm just going to counter the first one, stop them in their tracks, especially because I have Teferi minus. I guess that could be an argument to let them play a bunch of... But maybe if I let them go up, then they bring back a Phoenix this turn, and they have to path. Oh my... I'm just going to buy some time. Slow them down a bit, use my cards. Don't want to just die with all these cards in hand.
This game.
It changes the game, yeah.
Yeah,
The Dolphins Veto's castable?
Yeah, well, actually, there was the duress backup.
Oh, sure, okay.
Sort of rewinding there. There was the duress backup, so it's unfair to say that he would have won in that instance. But it had the possibility to change at least some of the early exchanges of removal as well.
But that's what kind of makes things a little bit tricky sometimes when you're playing a deck with a splash like this one in Azorius Aggro. The blue splash is minor. You're doing it off of 8 lands. You're not playing any islands because your deck is so white-centric. There will be games where the Glacial Fortress or Hallowed Fountain are just a little too late to the party.
And there's Enter the God Eternals number 2 picked up for Kowalski here.
That's number 3, my friend.
Well, oh yeah, you're totally
that's number 3.
Number 3.
Because the first one's super easy to beat.
Yeah. and this not only gets Kowalski further out of range, but makes his clock that much better.
This is not good. Yeah. I keep losing to Pyro, and I keep not bringing all my rest in peace. One day I'll learn. It's okay. I think I'm just gonna. The problem is that free snap, but I think I'm just gonna have all my rest in peace and all my snapcaster in this matchup, and just I'll figure something out.
Liana, and you kill 2 blades because there's so little in play.
Negate is going to take care of that Gideon Blackblade. Now looks to be a runaway here for Greg. Yes, we're going to see that History Medallion token come into Liliana. We could see a double block, maybe yes, maybe no. We will find out here momentarily. But this is a game and this is a match what we can say was really settled early.
Can I win? I'll let them finish their turn. See how bad it is. Where do the MPL players play? Is it from home? Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Oh yeah, he got that win. That was incredible. Oh, that Enter the God Eternals card is such a beautiful card.
I keep wanting to say God's Eternal too.
Yeah,
so.
it feels right. But they both roll off the tongue. One god, many gods.
We all
get 4
it.
of the
we
gods.
All know.
All 4 copies are very powerful against white aggro decks for sure.
All right, so let's hop on over to the Emerald standings and see what else we're gonna see.
That's one of my other favorite moments at the Invitational, is when I beat... Who did I beat? I think it was maybe John Rolfe, and Becca Scott interviewed me, and I was really worried he would draw... What was the card I didn't want John to draw? Like Mastermind's Acquisition for something. And then she didn't really get it, and she was like, well, I'm really glad he didn't draw what you didn't want him to draw. And then she went on. I don't know, it's kind of pretty funny. She's like, she doesn't obviously know a ton, as much as other, but she does. She's pretty good at like just transitioning and making up for it. It was kind of funny. Yeah, I agree. All the cast, excellent choice.
Magic is interacting the way that he wants it to. Now, again, as Brian did mention, that's why we play the games. If we're doing it just on deck lists, this would be way less fun for you to watch and way less fun for us to play.
Just arbitrary.
Yeah, just, you know what, you win. We're done, next match.
Iron Chef magic.
Absolutely.
And the winner is decreed.
This show would be off the air very quickly. But, as those games played again, I think if they play that maybe, 10 times, Hop might win 7 or 8 times. But in that one particular instance, things break Greg's way, which, great for him. He's on the board.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back for more matches, and we're going to take a look at Manfield versus Hayne. Stay tuned.
Why is there a downtime? That is true. I could see like 10 or 20 seconds. Ad breaks? Am I not getting... Are you guys getting ads? Alright, I guess I'll take command. I feel like I need to milk it. Maybe not, maybe their hand is just garbage. I might get out, I might regret it, but I mean, if they have a bunch of spells in response, I was probably in bad shape in the first place. So I think trying to milk it a bit is the way to go. I actually like counter and draw because I feel like, I mean, my cards are more powerful, but I feel like I want to do everything I can to slow them down. Snapcast for Spell Pierce. Well, it's a pretty big beating. It's one of the reasons. I don't think they had all that mana on my turn, right?
Red, you know, but it also depends on how you want to.
Yellow hat, yellow hat.
Hey Jarvis, 8 months support. Thanks a ton. I can't imagine winning this game in a million years, but I thought I'd already be dead by now.
This ongoing source of an additional.
Hayne played mono red too, right? Can't remember. Looting. I guess I'll keep playing just to see what their sideboard is. I'll be kind of a try-hard here. We already saw Chandra. We saw.
Deck, and I love it very, very much. Because you just kill them before they get anything out. So now let's look at this.
Oh no, he's playing Esper. Esper mid-range. Cool.
We have the Time Raveler there, as you guys were mentioning.
That deck's probably pretty bad against Reds. I mean, you have free Sorin, but...
Amazing card in this format. If you're in the Esper mid-range mirror, you're against Esper Control, Simic Nexus, other mid-range decks, you'll notice I did not say mono red because it dies to shock and every other card in the deck. However, if Thief of Sanity does live and gets a hit in, it actually can take control of the game. So that's a key thing to keep in mind. Seraph of the Scale is a card that many don't like in Esper mid-range, but there are matchups where it's good, and this is certainly one of them.
Yeah, I like Seraph of the Scales.
And this as well. I don't want to forget about Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord, given the fact that it does do
yes, they have 2 Spell Pierce and a Dispel. That's kind of like the stock removal suit. 2 Spell Pierce, 1 Discommon. Alright, I think I've seen enough. Yeah, let's see what sideboard. I'll do 2 Rest in Peace, 1 Surgical. Anything else on this change? Not a ton. Clegg becomes a bit better, I think. What's the sub video? It's a commercial. It's an ad for a Japanese company called Yellowhat that sells auto parts. It's kind of random and awesome. I wish just Japanese fans, or you know, the stream was doing so well I could hire a band to make a clip for me.
Mid-range decks and players like control decks. Seth, as he always says, he will play whatever he feels is the best deck. In this instance, he feels like it's mono red, and G2 Lava Runner is a great place to start.
It is, and you know, with Seth, you know, it looks like he's on the play here. You know.
No, he was on the draw. That's kind of. Sure, I'll keep that. And I'm actually just going to say go here, since I have Veto in hand. If I didn't have Veto, I would just play Rest in Peace, I think. It's kind of tricky. Sometimes you don't play Rest in Peace and they have a bunch of Phoenix on turn 2. Sometimes you play it and this goes Spell Pierce into Pyromancer Ascension. That feels bad as well. But I think this is correct. Sure. I'll let that resolve. I'll just say Veto for something. Do MPL players know their opponent's deck list? I'm assuming no. But I'm not too sure how it works. Surgical Extraction hand. I mean, I could play Rest in Peace, and this way if they have Spell Pierce, I can still Surgical Looting. But I kind of need lands. I'm just going to bottom. Alright, this is the tricky turn. I think I have to say go again. I'm not that scared of a bunch of Phoenix anymore because I have Detention Sphere. So it's hard for things to go too poorly for me. They're really repping that Spell Pierce pretty hard. Kind of don't want to use a Veto when I have Rest in Peace in hand, but I also don't want to get out-tempoed. I'm kind of in a bad spot, honestly. If I had a land in hand, I would just let it resolve. It'd be so good if I had a land in play. It's so annoying that I don't. I could gamble. No gamble in the future. I was going to counter it. If I don't draw land, I'm still going to jam because... Or else I'm just going to start falling behind, I think. In this episode of Does Our Opponent Have Spell Pierce? Wow, shocker. Sure. It's pretty good for them. Kind of a beating. Our set beating. Our set no land those. Guess I'll just say go. Looks like Alex is in good shape. I'll just have all right. They're kind of spinning their wheels for now, but I'm guessing there's gonna be a bunch of phoenixes coming my way. Kind of nice that my hand doesn't care too much about Spell Pierce or Dispel right now. Oh, it really doesn't care about Dispel. Yo Toumaï, j'ai vu ton message et par contre il est coupé. Mais bon, ouais, ça m'intéresse. Petite ligue, why not? Ça a l'air sympa. Par contre, ton message il a coupé à si vous êtes intéressé, il vous sera 2. J'imagine c'est de demander, mais j'ai pas eu le message en entier. Je vais t'envoyer mon email et tu peux m'envoyer un email. They could have bolts. But I guess if they have bolts, c'est la vie. Bolt's gonna be good this game anyways. I don't want to have to use Detention Sphere on just a Phoenix if I don't have to. I also want to kill that Phoenix. I guess they could also... Well, looks like they didn't have their stop. It's not great. Not the greatest Teferi of my life, but I think I played Teferi. My email address, Tim, it's iloveoneofs@yahoo.com. Alright, looks like they're gonna get a little... It does look like Narset and Teferi are busted, and maybe you should... Oh, they also have one Phoenix in the yard. Oh yeah, it's the Phoenix. Wow, maybe that was why blocking was bad, actually. I didn't even think about that. I'm killing their Phoenix, lightning dies. I don't know, they kind of had it all. Pretty unfortunate. I guess I messed up. I guess I was far enough ahead. I should have just played Resto, finished up Narset, played Attention Sphere on the one Phoenix. Narset's completely owning me. Yikes. That's why you don't want to board out Snapcaster too. How does Narset interact with Dredge? I think poorly, right? But I'm not sure. Alright, we have the answer between Narset and Dredge. If they have drawn a card, they can't dredge anymore. If they have only Dredge, they can keep dredging. Alright, I guess that kind of makes sense. Alright, I'm just gonna play Dredge, Burm, and hope I get lucky. I don't think I'm winning this game by doing anything else. Alright, GG's. Well, that was kind of a beating. It's kind of blue-white, close matches a lot. It helps when you don't make mistakes, which I probably made in